brief introduction and thanks to all delegates here. Yes, truly I love education because education is wisdom. And 18 years of my experience in medical law, the journey has proven this word to me. I was a doctor like you all, practiced for almost 17 years, done my MD medicine. 2005, I founded Doctors Risk Medico-legal Services organization to protect the doctors because litigation started cropping up in the country. 2012, I have got a very serious case of gynecologist who are supposed to get convicted in 304A, where she has done MTP, leading to bleeding. She could not able to give a justice as blood bank was far away. It was almost 45-50 kilometers away. Could not able to arrange a blood, and patient ultimately died, and she was booked under 304A of IPC, causing a death without intention with negligent act. And this lady came to me because I can understand how doctor suffers in such a scenario when there is a question of a jail punishment. And that made me to surrender my medical degree because only option to save her is to appear in criminal court. And for appearing in criminal court, it was a dictum by Bar Council that you can do only one profession. Since my journey was already committed for my doctors, I surrendered my medical degree in 2012 and opted for Bar Council registration. From thereafter, last 11 years, I am practicing advocate in Honorable Supreme Court and High Court with thousands of advocates working for me to protect the doctor across the country. Today, I will repeat my word. I love education because education is a wisdom. With my journey of 18 years, I have learned if at all I really wanted to protect my doctor from all sort of a litigation, then only option left with me is to educate them. In medical law, I start with my word. Law is very good for the doctor if they know it. But unfortunately, our doctors are not aware about the law. And Gautam Buddha has also said, ignorance is the cause of suffering. And if you really want to cease the suffering, replace ignorance with the knowledge. And today I am here, in whatever time I have got, I will try to do my best to educate in medical law so that if at all you face any problem in your life, you are having a knowledge to defend yourself. I will start with very clear judgment of Honorable Supreme Court, which has protected us across the country with their landmark judgment. And this judgment has said, when the question of criminal liability comes, that human body is a complex machine. Medical science is a complex science. Hence, even in medical mishap, in the form of death, doctor must not be arrested. I will repeat, doctor must not be arrested. If due care has been given, I will add that word, if due care. Due care means what is expected from us by the judiciary, that you are a doctor, you are a knowledgeable person, complication is not in your hand, but the moment you recognize the complication, you need to do all your best to protect the life of the person. If you have done that, then you will not be termed as a negligent in this country. We do that. I never deny this fact. We get sleepless night. I always say, my doctors are always in distress. We do anything and everything to save the life, but we don't document. And there we fail in a court of law. To protect and defend ourselves, because due care is a beautiful word. And with this particular word of a Honorable Supreme Court judgment, I, to all my delegates here and audience here, will repeat my word that never ever get terrified with any police call in your life. Never ever get terrified with any police summons, any notices, because these are the procedure followed for the purpose of investigation, not for the purpose of arrest. You will not find any doctor got arrested after the death of the person. Morning, I got a call from gynecologist. I was sitting with the doctor when I reached Vapi. Patient was taken for LSCS, uneventful, everything was fine. Suddenly 1 hour later, Gary get a call, she was in a hospital, that patient collapsed, she rushed, resuscitated the patient, shifted to tertiary care center. Now she called me, sir, there is a mob, they are troubling. Patient is not stable. I don't say it's stable because there could be, I just asked, is hypoxia has happened? Well, looking to report from other hospital, people's reactions are not there, eyes are not reacting, so I can't say anything. But that worry was there. But I said not to worry, you are not a God to give a life to every single person. But I could able to share my knowledge with her, which has made her cool, because she also was worried for the arrest, which was not possible in this country in any given scenario situation. So let me give few examples in relation to the gynec which I have handled to make you understand the importance of medical law in this country. Every examples are going to come with some learnings to you all people. Let me start with a case of your own Gujarat. It was a very paper highlighted case, if you all remember, came to me where this hospital was known for normal delivery. Many generation probably would have come to this doctor, 2 generation, 3 generation have enjoyed most economic hospital known to. And this patient with labor pain came to this hospital. Doctor was not there. He has already sticked on a board that I am not going to be on this day in hospital. He was in medical camp somewhere. On his instruction, the nurses told the patient to take to some other hospital because doctor is not there. But they were having all trust and faith on this hospital because multiple people in their family got delivered here. They compelled the nurses. One of paramedical staff with their family also insisted this. Nurses who were experienced nurses, no doubt we all know. And they've examined, they found head is already can be felt. So they went for the delivery on instruction of a doctor because there was no option left for the nurses. They used vacuum very commonly. Uneventful delivery. Hour later, patient went in PPH, which was not in hand of a people. Doctor was on call only, was supporting, guiding all the treatment which was possible by the nurses to be done. But ultimately, 3 hours later, friends of doctor reached the hospital, the surgeon and anesthetic, but they have examined the patient, found vitals was not supporting, shifted to tertiary care center, ultimately died. When I got a call from the doctor, I said, cool, nothing is going to happen. Let expert opinion come because honorable judgment of this Supreme Court very categorically said that advocates are not a doctor, police officer are not a doctor or expert in the medical field, and even the judges. So even if you want to arrest any doctor or want to fasten a criminal liability, it is mandate on you to refer it to expert committee. After the opinion of expert committee, only you can proceed with the procedure. And that is where we are so lucky in this country that we cannot be arrested on the spot. I said nothing is going to happen, but we need to wait for the committee opinion. I was continuously in touch. I have guided about medical records, auditing of other things and all. In spite of all, doctor was so confident because it's taken a month. People forgot. I said committee opinion is going to come. 2 months later, suddenly I get a call from the doctor. I was taking a session at Nagpur. He told me, sir, police has called me for the purpose of investigation and statement. Now they say we are not going to return your mobile, you are arrested. I was shocked. I said I have informed you, keep a tab. Otherwise I would have got for anticipatory bail, I would have got the bail. And here 304 was applied on doctor. So let me educate you between these two sections. 304A says causing a death without intention with negligent act is a bailable offence. Maximum punishment is 0 to 2 years. There is no option of arrest. which is normal section. But 304 nowadays, I tell you, last 2-3 years of experience of mine, law has been interpreted in different angle altogether by the new advocates and the police officer. And latest past I have found that 304 was commonly applied. Now what is 304? It says causing a death without intention. Intention is not there. Causing a death without intention, with the knowledge that particular thing can lead to death. The knowledge component. Now here police has interpreted that nurses having a knowledge that we are not qualified enough to do a delivery. We have done that, and having a knowledge that this can lead to death and death has happened. 10 years punishment, non-bailable offence. And the abatement of crime, 106 of IPC, run with 117, was booked in this case where they said you have abated the crime, giving a instruction on a phone call allowing non-qualified people to do a delivery. I could able to do a justice immediately. I called my junior to appear for the bail. I know bail, non-bailable means going to take 7 days, 10 days. It is the mercy of a judge. But I could able to cite the judgments with my experience. I got a bail on next day. It was the luck of a doctor. But in open court, the judge has commented कि ये 3 Idiot movie नहीं है कि heroine बच जाएगी. Are you getting the comment by the judiciary? कि vacuum लगाया heroine बच गई. So it is a medical field where you are giving a unqualified people to do a delivery. You are directly responsible, and this is happening across the country. I have got a case last month where delivery was done by the nurse, doctor were there, but since it was routine with every gynecologist, you all can understand my sharing. It was very common with every gynecologist. She was consulting. When delivery was performed by the nurse, suddenly Bachu slipped, got head injury. Now who will be responsible? Died, big case happened. So we are high risk people, I tell you. We are absolutely needed to be there when our requirements are there. Not being there is going to cause a lot problem to all my doctors. And we need to be very cautious what we are doing. Many of the time in my journey I found that doctor by themselves does the mistakes and invite the issue. Let me share that case just to warn you, please don't do that. This was a delivery happened in a hospital where gynecologist was visiting consultant. A lady, 16-year-old, delivered in 7 months, but she was referred in NICU. Everything was settled. That lady got discharged. She don't want to have a child because it was unmarried, illicit relationship with some guy. She got pregnant. Probably mother have not known about this pregnancy. And whenever about abdomen, which was little visible, was asked, she has given some reasons. Post delivery, when she was discharged, everything was settled. It has taken another 5-7 days or 10 days. Doctor becomes so confident. The hospital people so become the confident. Now, bachus with them, male child. Some people came for adoption of their child. Thinking that everything got settled, the child was given to that particular lady. But the grossest mistake done by my gynecologist, that instead of that girl's name as a mother, she has written the name of new mother on a paper and submitted to BMC. It was a case of Mumbai. It is a case of Mumbai. BMC for birth certificate. Are you understanding what gross mistake she has done? And few days later, mother has filed a rape case when she came about this in a police station, and this doctor was called for investigation. And just imagine what would be the scenario situation where she came to me, and when I shared that I cannot save you now, there is no question because you have given a documentary evidence. It was a horrible scenario. I have done a justice, that is different thing altogether, but such a mistakes, why we do, I don't understand. One of my gynecologists was called. Very, very common scenarios I'm sharing with your people to just warn you. Please be careful. By a hospital, well, naturally gynecologists are attached, new gynecologists are attached to multiple hospitals actually. And this gynecologist was called for MTP. On call, it was sent to this gynecologist that 6 weeks pregnancy. Patient came. Only on a call, doctor has asked, consent लिया है, record किया है. This is common because he was regularly going to that hospital and never ever anything has happened. Believing that everything has been taken care by the hospital, the gynecologist has done the MTP, left the hospital, patient was discharged, and later it turned out to be that she was unmarried, well adult 19 years, that is different question, I am not about POSCO law, but filed a rape case against the boy. And she narrated to the police that my boyfriend and doctor has got hand and gloves, and without taking my consent, my bachu was removed, the evidence of a crime. And when doctor was called, he said, consent to liya hua hai. She was adult. And when consent paper was observed, it had utter surprise that instead of that lady, boyfriend had signed. आप समझ रहे हो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? We don't take care of a consent actually. I am bluntly saying, boldly saying to you all because day in day out I am handling the cases. We are so careless in our day-to-day practice when we don't look to the paper. We believe that receptionist must have taken, and receptionist just give a piece of paper to the people. Boyfriend has taken a paper. He has narrated to the police that I have taken a paper, gone away. I was knowing that she is not going to sign. I signed for her and submitted. Are you understanding? 313 of IPC, causing miscarriage without woman's consent is heinous crime. Attracts 10 years to life imprisonment, non-bailable offence. I will repeat, 10 years to life imprisonment causing miscarriage without woman's consent. 312 can be bailable, but 313 is non-bailable. Added with 315, causing a death of quick child. I got a case, very interesting case of Delhi. General surgeon got a patient with a PV bleeding. Good learning for you all people. To save the life, he has done DNC as by said by doctor. Complication happened. Went for hysterectomy. Patient died. This is all story. My general surgeon got arrested because later it was alleged that lady was pregnant. Arrested not only under 313, 304 and 315. I was utter surprised because doctor was in jail for almost 2 months because it is non-bailable offence. Bail got rejected from Session Court and High Court when I got a call from the wife of this doctor, knowing my name from somewhere. I was shocked to hear that why general surgeon been booked under 304. And the interpretation given by the police officer and a police prosecutor that being a gynecologist, this is the field of her to do the act of MTP. But being a general surgeon, he crossed over the field, cross speciality practice. Having a knowledge that I am not a gynecologist, but I am doing the procedure, but he was basically MBBS. But lawmaker can interpret the way they want. I got a bail from Supreme Court, that is altogether a different story. But just imagine how the interpretation of law is happening in the country. And we need to be very careful in every respect, my friend. If we don't, we can be catch hold of in a criminal case. We are in a country where everything is open, social media is open, unmarried pregnancies are very common, minor pregnancies are very common, and we, just to save their reputation, putting ourselves in that, because let me tell you, the law, POSCO law, we all know about that, prevention of sexual offence against the child. where definition very categorically said any patient less than 18 years or any person less than 18 years are said to be a child. Lots of 17-year pregnancy comes, 16-year pregnancy comes. We do UPT, we come to know about pregnancy, we get indulged in unknowingly the crime. But let me give you little idea about the POSCO law. It very clearly said that if you suspect or come across, I will repeat the word, if you suspect or come across any sexual offense against the child, you are mandated to inform our administrative authority, means what we say is medico-legal complaint. You are mandate, I am using the word mandate. And if you don't, then next section says 1 year punishment. And many times the mother cries, please don't do that. Father cries, please don't do that. Are they going to come for your rescue? When police officer comes and take you to the jail or you to the police officer prison, please don't do that. We have been invested 8 to 10 years to get a PG degree. One case can spoil your career. We have got enough in this country to do justice to all our patients. But don't fall in trap for some amount of money or luring by the patient by offering you a big chunk of money because they are doing a crime that the reason amount is going to be very high we offer to you. Don't get lured to all this. I have got n number of cases to share with your people, but I know I need to talk a little about the defenses part also. That's the reason let me go through 2-3 important aspects. Criminal liability, I'll repeat again and again. Never ever get worried because you are not going to be troubled by criminal law in this country because criminal law, you are protected by the judgments of the Honorable Supreme Court in absence of law. But civil law, the same judgment says every simple medical negligence can go to consumer fora or a civil court. And now, because of Consumer Protection Act 2019, because of various judgment delivered by apex court, the upper level of compensation is gone now. In those days, even for asking 1 crore, people have to justify to the court. Today, upper limit is not there because many judgments have said human life cannot be compensated by any amount of money. To make you understand, let me tell you, I have got a case of 30 crore in a case of cesarean death. 30 crore. I have got a case of 20 crore in intramuscular injection leading to septicemia and death. 10 crore is a very common phenomenon. So please be careful because simple medical negligence. I'll give a beautiful example to make you understand about the civil liability, how it crops. I don't take a case of patient because I have surrendered my degree only for the doctor, so I am only there to protect because I know if the moment I go against the doctor, lots of precedent get created because every medical record which comes to my hand, I can tell very confidently that this is going to lose the case. So poor medical record. But this case was really learning for me also. The chartered accountant came to me with a research of almost 6 months, thick bunch of paper and wanted to file a case against the gynecologist for 5 crore rupees. I said, why? What is the reason? I was just talking to this guy to know why he is so much against the doctor when wife is fine and everything is fine. He has narrated a story which was really surprising to me also, and probably it could be surprise you also, but yes, you need to understand if such a case also goes to court of law. He has narrated a story that this was my first child, my wife got pregnant, and naturally it was very natural that wife wanted to get delivered at mother's place, the first delivery. Because she has got all the connection with the mother of 25 years, 30 years of connection. Also, mother has got faith on her gynecologist. So naturally she was having a faith on that gynecologist. So she has said to husband and mother-in-law that I want to get delivered there. But mother-in-law has got a faith on their gynecologist. She insisted, no, you have to get delivered with my gynecologist. Do you understand the conflict? and ultimately she won because newly married, and then Sasu has taken to her gynecologist, she got cesarean done, everything done, but thereafter she started getting backache. It could be a normal also, but she has created a hype in such a way and made husband's life miserable every day. You can understand. And just to convince a wife and to have a peace in house, he said, I told my wife that gynecologist is no way my related to me or my mother-in-law, and to prove that, he wanted to sue that gynecologist. And in all the research came with the paper, he could able to find one point in OPD paper like 15 days post-delivery or probably that in the same month, she was given a vaccine to avoid cervical cancer, and somewhere he got an article on internet that it is contraindicated in lactating mother. And actually I have refused to take the case, but he went to some other advocate and filed it for 5 crore. Just imagine the scenario happening in our country. To all my doctors, I will definitely tell you only one thing can save you: to upgrade your law knowledge. I am going to talk about differences now. I will take another 10 minutes, ma'am. Will do. 5 minutes. So you tell me the time. I will talk about differences. But yes, I will definitely recommend you all to upgrade your law knowledge. In 18 years, I have founded NGO also to educate my doctor. I am sending all medico-legal tips and judgments to all the doctors. If you are all interested, you can give your number and email ID. I will put to that NGO. They will automatically send whenever you get a time. You can read that, refer that. You can write your name, number and email ID so that you can get educated and tell someone to collect that. But let me talk about differences. The first and very important difference every doctor must follow is maintaining a medical record. Poor record is poor defense, no record is no defense. Good record is good defense. Focus on medical record, my friend. Please, I request you all. Focus on medical record. I know you are busy, but your medical record can save you a lot. Consent can save you a lot. Consent law is settled in this country. After Kashmira Kohli's case, go and read the judgment. It has talked about informed consent. It has talked about the 4 ingredients, the benefit, the complication, the alternative, and specially refusal consent. Read that, so beautiful. Settled law in the country. Cross speciality I have already shared. In Dhanaka's case, that is also settled in this country. Cross speciality practice is absolutely bad in this country. You cannot give anesthesia if you are not anesthetic. So don't indulge in other specialty practice. I have already shared a case with you all people. So best way of defending yourself is to maintain a medical record. Proper medical record, proper consent, proper things. I will tell you do whatever, but maintain a record. If you have restricted the patient in any complication, my humble request that note down every steps. That is going to save you. If you have shifted a patient, clearly mention shifted in ambulance with the doctor, or you be in ambulance with the doctor, not on a car. The judgment has given by the court that car has followed the ambulance, but your presence needed there, not here. Are you understanding? Or you call a doctor with ambulance. Due care comes in that. Court understand that you are really interested in saving a life or not. So your medical record speaks loudly in the court. I'll give just one example to make you understand. There was a case of, because oral does not have a value, there was a case of a lumbar puncture. Neurosurgeon has posted a patient for lumbar puncture. Patient died because of brain hernia 4 days later. The relative has filed a case under Consumer Fora against the doctor, saying that inhuman treatment was given to my sister. And he said when the procedure was done, I heard the voice of my sister. She was crying with the pain. I rushed to the room. I found that 2 people were holding. Doctor was injecting something on the back. That was the procedure he was doing. Doctor defended himself, saying that I have used standard protocol of treatment. I followed that, and I have used local anesthesia for the procedure. There's no question that pain can occur. But when medical record was observed by the court, nowhere LA word was mentioned, nowhere local anesthesia word was mentioned. Court had presumed that no LA was given. Are you understanding? We do what we don't write. Oral does not. So write it down. And again, second example, don't write the things which you really don't want to. Because many of the time I tell you, we do give treatment with our experiences, and our nurses are much trained than us in the years of practice. There was a case came where they have induced a pregnancy. We all give, you all know, one or two injections, but nurse, just to avoid a delivery at midnight, has given 5 doses. Patient delivered, but you got little brain damage. The guy has gone and interred a pound, and the medical record is well maintained, 5 ampules. So my gynaec has already guided them, contraindicated drug, overdose, 1 crore compensation. Another case where, with experience in a multi-organ failure case, septicemia, severe, where patient is going to die, it was known to the doctor in road traffic accident. Vancomycin injection prescribed by this doctor 2 grams 3 times a day for 7 days, thinking that let give a broader spectrum of antibiotic. Later patient died. The relative found that maximum dose of vancomycin is 2 grams a day. 7 grams, 6 grams a day was pushed. Overdose leading to death. Please don't do that. Second defense, cover yourself with the professional indemnity policy. It is mandate to you now. I'll tell you mandate, I'm using that word. In civil code, if you want to defend yourself, have a good professional indemnity policy. Don't go with the olden policy that is outdated. We don't read our, all senior doctors who are sitting here, please go and read your policy. Everything is excluded because those days things were different. I'm talking about 1995 and 2000 when this policy, we are in 2023, my friend. Lots of technology growth has happened. Go for customized policy. I will recommend one. You go for 1:1, means 1 case of 1 crore or 10 case of 10 lakh or any number of cases be covered. You go for the policy which covers out of court settlement. Now policy available because reputation also plays a very important role in today's era of social media, because one case get highlighted on internet, your review will go off. So don't have a case against you. So have a policy with out of court settlement. Now because new law has said complainant can file a complaint where he reside or work for gain, means all the India cases are going to crop up. Now it is happening. At Vapi, if you have treated a patient of UP, that guy can file a case in UP now with the new law. So you need to have an advocate across the country, and this policy covers complete legal fees of yours across the country without any hidden charges. Have a policy which covers all cosmetic domain, because in gynec also is proceeded towards the cosmetic practice. Have a policy which covers latest technologies. Now we are in technology world, and very specifically cashless, because no policy available in this country which is cashless. If court has given an order of 50 lakhs or 1 crore, you need to pay from your pocket. Cashless policy insurance company. I have argued with multiple insurance company, but could able to convince multiple company. New India Insurance Company is offering such a policy. Government insurance company. You can find on doctorjust.com such a policy, because they have tied up with that. We have done that. So, and that is peanut amount. I tell you, where you are paying 24,000 for 1 crore, it is available in 12,000 or 50,000 for 1 crore. Even discounted rate. Go for such a policy. Have a medico-legal expert on a fingertip, because pre-litigation support during procedure supports are much needed. Surgery, something happened, call your medical expert, do auditing of a medical record prior to declaring a death. So naturally, pre-litigation support during and post, you need to have a medical legal expert or medical legal service built to avoid the litigation and cases against you. Upgrade your law knowledge. I am definitely going to help you if you are interested in that. I am definitely going to help you with all latest judgments and communication specifically with your paramedical staff. Because latest past, my experience that multiple cases have cropped up because of behavior and attitude of your paramedical staff, where you are nowhere connected, your treatment is absolutely fine, but their behavior has caused the cases. With this, my friend, I will conclude and end. Criminal liability never ever get verified in this country, because you are protected by the law. You cannot be arrested on the spot. Judgments are beautiful in this country. In civil liability, never ever get terrified when you have got a good professional indemnity policy. I will recommend one with the New India. You can go on doctorsrisk.com or you can put Educate Dr. Arun Mishra, my name, or Arun Mishra. I will definitely help you because I have spoken a lot about the. I have spoken a lot about documents in my sessions. Consent paper 3 session I have taken because everything need to be. I could not able to give that to your people, but IPD paper, discharge card, referring notes, everything need to be considered as a medical record. I will definitely recommend go for medico-legal expert on a fingertip. My numbers are there. You can take my number. It is 9323446163 because I have surrendered my degree only for the doctors. I don't ask anything. I just see doctor Hena. So you can trust. You can put 9323446163 as a medico-legal expert. I am there to help you. Don't worry. With my knowledge of 18 years, I don't want that my people should suffer. But many other are available. You can call them. And yes, have a communication with your paramedical staff and upgrade your knowledge. I really thank all the people and management who has given me opportunity to speak. Thank you very much and thank you all. Thanks to all delegates. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for a very elaborate lecture. But I think we have gotten